So, just like we brought you here on F1Chronicle.com, this week has produced Sir Lewis Hamilton's first ever laps in a Ferrari Formula 1 car. He's been testing over in Italy. The fanfare has been on an absolute other level. I mean, just look at this picture here on the F1Chronicle.com. Look at all the fans there in the freezing cold trying to get a glimpse of their hero. And I tell you what, it did look very odd seeing Hamilton in red overalls for the first time. I thought he was rocking that suit really impressively outside of Enzo Ferrari's old house, but you know, seeing him in red overalls was a bit strange. I will admit, it was a bit odd. It almost felt like a Photoshop at first. Then I realized, oh, that's actually Lewis Hamilton's Facebook account, so that is definitely real. But seeing him in the red car, seeing him in that car testing out there at Fiorano, which it just feels right. It just absolutely feels right. So let's have a look at this guy's full article here on the F1Chronicle.com. We're going to run down what's happened at Ferrari so far for Sir Lewis and potentially what we can expect as well in the coming days. An eagerly awaited debut in a red car for one driver and the first run out of the season for another were the items on the agenda for Scuderia Ferrari HP at the Fiorano test track, as the team had its first taste of track action for the 2025 season. A historic moment. Rain had greeted Lewis Hamilton's arrival at Ferrari on Monday, and today that gave way to thick fog, which slightly spoilt the view for the huge number of fans who had gathered via the Gardini overpass. I hope one of those is correct, in Maranello, that runs alongside the Ferrari-owned test track. Coincidentally, fog was also a factor on the 16th of November 1995 when Michael Schumacher, who would go on to be a 7-time world champion, had his first Ferrari run at Fiorano. Today at 9:16, an F23 bearing the number 44 left the garage for the first time for a single installation lap on rain tyres under the watchful eye of excited Ferrari fans and also team principal Fred Vasseur. His deputy, Jerome D'Ambrosio, was there as well. Members of Lewis Hamilton's family were also there and were clearly excited by this prospect. Once back in the pits, the Englishman stayed in the car speaking to his race engineer Riccardo Adami over the radio. Then, with Vice President Piero Ferrari having also arrived to watch the action, the test really got underway with Lewis going out on slick tyres, doing fast laps, while also attempting some practice starts as he got to grips with the systems on the car. He completed a total of 30 laps, equivalent to just under 90 kilometers. No doubt he would have liked to do more, but as from this year, even TPC testing of previous cars, which allows teams to run cars that are over 2 years old, can only cover a total of 1,000 kilometers in the hands of the team's race drivers. Following the post-session debrief with engineers, Lewis went out to the corner where the fans were gathered to say hello and thank them for their warm welcome over his first days as a Ferrarista. During the lunch break, the fog was washed away with light drizzle as the Scuderia mechanics changed the configuration of the car, after which, at 1:30 in the afternoon, the SF23 went back on the track, bearing Charles Leclerc's number 16. During the morning, the Monegasque driver was in meetings in the Maranello offices, and now, 43 days after the end of season Abu Dhabi test, he was back in the cockpit. Clearly, he ran a different program to Lewis, as the SF23 holds no secrets for him. Vasseur and D'Ambrosio were again keen to observe in the garage. Charles Leclerc completed 14 laps, equivalent to 42 kilometers, bringing today's total to 44 laps and 131 Ks. At the end of the afternoon, he also went out to meet fans who had patiently endured the damp and cold conditions at Maranello. Earlier, he got them cheering with some celebratory donuts on the track. The 2025 season is underway. And there he is, Hamilton on the pit wall there. God, it just seems so weird seeing him in red. It still looks photoshopped to me, guys. I'll be honest. Like, honestly, I'll get used to it, I'm sure. But yeah, it's a big change. But hey, Formula 1's boring if nothing changes, let's be honest here. Lewis Hamilton said the following on the day's action: "I've been lucky enough to have my first in my career. From the first test to the first race, podium and win and championship. So I wasn't sure how many more firsts I had, but driving a Ferrari car for the first time this morning was one of the best feelings of my life. While I started up the car and drove through the garage door, I had the biggest smile on my face. It reminded me of the very first time I tested a Formula 1 car. It was such an exciting and special moment, and here I am, almost 20 years later, feeling those emotions all over again. Oh man, that's wholesome. That's real wholesome. I already knew from outside how passionate the Ferrari family is, from everyone in the team to the Tifosi, but to now witness it firsthand as a Ferrari driver has been awe-inspiring. That passion runs through the veins of everybody here, and you can't help but be energized by it. I'm so grateful for the love I have felt from everyone in Maranello this week. We have a lot of work to do, but I can't wait to get started. Charles Leclerc said the following as well: the first day back in the car is always a great feeling after the holidays. It's good to be back on track, to see that so many fans came out to watch us. Feeling all this excitement surrounding the team is very motivating. It was a good day, even though it was raining a little bit when I was driving. Of course, it was nice to be able to see Lewis driving his first laps in a Ferrari, which was a special moment for him and the team, and also for me too. Now I'm looking forward to being back in the car next week and really starting work hard for the coming season. Fred Vasseur, the team principal, also said this too. As is the case every year, the first time you go out on track is a little bit like the first day back at school and quite emotional of a feeling. Especially today, as it was Lewis's first day as part of the team. Welcoming a new driver is always important. Maybe today was less special for Charles, but it was good to see him fit, relaxed and keen to go racing again. As for the technical side, Charles and Lewis did their laps in not the best weather, but they have got back into the swing of things and immersed themselves in the track environment prior to the proper test in a month's time in Bahrain. It was also the warm-up for the team in the garage. That was the sole purpose of today. So yeah, full article on the F1Chronicle.com if you want to go check that out, guys, as always. And yeah, exciting times. I think we're going to see more tests. Are we going to see a test at Mugello? I think I heard something like that. That's going to be the next one on the agenda, apparently. There's going to be some more tests for the rest of the day as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Obviously, I'll bring you anything that happens here on the F1Chronicle.com when it happens. When it comes to Ferrari, of course, it's going to be a very exciting season for them. Very exciting. A lot of expectations. There always is when a big driver goes to Ferrari, and it doesn't really get much bigger than, say, Lewis Hamilton. But it's going to be a very interesting season, I think, between him and Charles Leclerc in the car. So yeah, guys, any more news, we'll bring it here on the F1Chronicle.com. If you want to see more content like this, of course, keep it subscribed to the channel. Like, share, comment, subscribe, as always, of course. And we'll see you very soon with some more videos here on the F1Chronicle.com. Have a good one, guys. See you soon.